All right. Thanks everyone for dialing in, and great to see some familiar faces as well in here. Looking forward to share and discuss anything related to Semantic Kernel, especially we soon going to have a first version of Semantic Kernel production, hopefully a stable long-term release. So yeah, great and great to see everyone. Again, just a quick reminder: this is a public office hours, so anything that you say here effectively will be recorded. It will be recorded in our YouTube channel. Alex is managing now. Semantic Kernel core project team in the US, and will be published there. And I'll share the link to the recording as well for you, for those of you who missed previous session or like to catch up as well. So a quick one, acknowledgement of countries for Australia and New Zealand.
We would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we live and work throughout Australia, as well as the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people viewing this event today. We pay our respects to elders, both past, present and emerging, and recognise and celebrate their continuing connection to land, waters and community. Our reverence also extends to all First Nation and Indigenous peoples, as well as their ancestral lands.
For New Zealand, we acknowledge the Tangata Whenua, the Indigenous people of Aotearoa, New Zealand, and their enduring connections to the land, waterways, and culture. We pay our respects to their ancestors, their current leaders, and their future generations. We recognize the rich heritage of the Maori people and honor the importance of their language, traditions, and customs in shaping the identity of this country. Fantastic. So let's just move on to the next slide. Again, welcome to the APAC NZ Semantic Kernel Public Office Hours. So it's great to have a friendly time zone for office hours. We have another one that is running for the EMEA and US regions. And they typically do sort of product updates and product demos related to the semantic kernel itself, the core of functionality of that. And then this APAC NZ, given the nature of the audience here, more kind of the users or the practitioners of the SDK, we would like to showcase some useful use cases that we can hopefully relate on our day-to-day and our projects as well. So any criticisms on the product or anything like on the SDK. Again, I shouldn't say product. More on the SDK. We'll be able to channel that to the project team as well. Again, this is open source, community driven. So you're more than welcome to do contributions and to contribute and do PRs on the semantic kernel GitHub repos, and there's a bunch of them as well, which I will share shortly. But yeah, so far in terms of the office hours, the previous office hours, you can see that in the link down below, where you can see previous sessions. We've run 6, and this is the 7th public office hours that we run. All right. So what we're going to do typically as part of this, we do a quick product updates or service updates, or what from the last set of sessions that we had. So there's a number of I guess major minor updates that worth for us to basically check in and investigate further, and we can talk about that in this session. So we like to sort of cover 2 things in here that we like to sort of go through today. Number one is the beta 8 for the .NET SDK. Again, beta 8 is probably as close as you can get before version 1. So if you're working on a project currently and using beta 8 version of semantic kernel, the kind of the goal is that there will be minimal, if not no breaking changes from that perspective. So from if you're working on beta 8, and then once that's graduated to version 1, you should be safe again for building your projects and so on using this version. No promises around kind of the usual kind of testing and everything else has to be pretty much applies to that. But the goal of the project team is that we want to make it easier for you to transition to version 1 once that's released, hopefully in the next couple of weeks, I've been told. So definitely before end of year, we will see the version 1 being released, and hopefully from there we'll get more people, I guess, using and showcasing their work with Semantic Kernel. The second part is OpenAI assistants. So there's a bunch of stuff here that I'd like to sort of do demos as well, but this is in relation to OpenAI assistants API that was released as part of OpenAI Dev Day. And we have capabilities around this using templated assistant, where it makes it easier for us to handle kind of evaluate different agents if you're talking about multiple sort of agents or assistants. So you can see that it's going to be easier for us to construct agents with that. So in terms of key updates for the beta 8, there's a few things in here. One of them is the Handlebars planner, right? So for those of you who are familiar with Handlebars, you see how at the same time rigid and flexible the Handlebars sort of syntaxes are, and then how you can make it easy for you to manipulate your kind of your planner, as well as restricting kind of the level of I guess the level of translation, or the level of kind of changes that you can make to reduce the errors of planner. So we'll check that out quickly. So basically, the handlebar planners will be part of V1. So that will be a great addition to that. So you've probably seen the sequential planner, the old sequence planner and so on. So that still be around, but we will add handlebar planner as well, my understanding. Cool. And the other thing that has been added in the beta 8 was the function calling in there. So there's a feature in function within OpenAI function calling particularly, and that's integrated within OpenAI within the .NET SDK within Semantic Kernel. So let's check that out. Let me just share my screen, and hopefully you guys can see it okay. And sorry about last time we had a bit of a event with my internet connections being down, but hopefully this time will be good. I've got a backup machine that can hopefully take all that. So let's do this. Hopefully you guys can see it okay. I need to zoom in, I'm pretty sure, in here. Right. So hopefully you can see it okay. Cool. Just let me know if you can't see it. So basically, all the samples, for those of you who haven't come across Semantic Kernel updates and so on, and the way we organize the projects and the samples. So any sort of, I guess, minor or major updates and so on, we like to keep it organized under what we call kernel syntax examples. So if you see there's like a blog post, that someone wrote, typically the samples associated with that will be in this kernel syntax examples folder, and the samples and a .NET there. And the particular examples that we're going to be looking at is 65 and 70. And the way you run it is pretty much simple, right? So you just go to program.cs and then just change that filter. to whichever sample you want to run. So in this case, I'm going to run 65 there. So let's go through a little bit of what this does. So this effectively, there's few kind of, I think Teresa did a really good job kind of showcasing the abilities of the kernel syntax of the handlebars planner. So previously, you saw that a plan is either in JSON or XML format. So now you can use effectively this now being transformed to handlebars, making it easier for you to manipulate the object and so on. If you need to deal with complex objects or anything like that, you can actually interject and manipulate that. So first of all, let me just comment a few things in here. So what we're saying here is to run a first sample, which is just to show the plan, but actually not running it in this case because it misses a few things in the method. Let me just go through that. So write sample headings goes on plain not possible, and it basically say, hey, run this sample, which is send Mary an email with the list of meetings I've scheduled today, and it actually provides some parameter as well for should print prom or not if you like to print it, and also the plugin that you like to pass in to that. We'll run it first, and then I'll go through the actual method in there. So just do that. Hopefully you guys can see it okay. Start debugging and then see what it does. Yep. While that's running, has anyone tried Handlebars Planner? It is quite fresh, but if anyone, feel free to share that as well if you've already done something with it.
I hear good things, but I haven't tried it myself.
Cool. Yeah, so hopefully that's there's an output for it. Debug console that's running. There you go. All right, come on. Okay, so send Mary an email with the list of our meetings I've scheduled today. I put a breakpoint in here, and then we can hopefully can see that the actual. So just go through that. I forgot to actually remove this breakpoint, but anyway, let's just go through it anyway, so we can actually see it, what's happening. But the main thing is that you'll see. There's a bunch of there's a template that will be printed out that shows the plan, right? So, oops, sorry. Get that. There you go. This is the one. Yeah. Alrighty. Okay, so this is fail, which is good. Something that we want to say that basically error out, unable to create a plan for the goal because there's not enough functions for that. And he's basically the handlebars, right? So the planner is in this handlebar format. So previously you've probably seen that in a JSON or XML format, and now what we have here is step 1, step 2, step 3, and it's all within this format, making it easy for you to change stuff and manipulate in it as well, and it's making it also more reliable. Because the level of, I guess, rigidness within that handlebar syntax. So yeah, so that's pretty much the first one. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove this thing here. I'll go back to that, and then go back to this one. Within here, I can just run that. This is with some basic type sample. So this is going to give you a bit of an idea on that. And there's also there's a loop sort of example in this where you can run a loop sort of functionality within sort of the Handlebar planner. But it does require GPT-4 for that. So please, if you haven't got sort of set up GPT-4, make sure that that's being set up that way.
Is it, hey
Otherwise you'll
Vic,
get
is
an
it
error.
GPT, which version is the GPT-4? It's GPT-4 1106, isn't it?
Yeah, just the basic one. Yeah, as in the most
so
basic one of GPT-4. Yeah.
Not the early, because 03, 014, it's not all versions of GPT-4 though, is it?
I tested it using the earlier version, if I deploy GPT-4.
The 0314.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, cool.
Yeah. I tried. Yeah. So let me see. Actually,
is that in Azure OpenAI or in OpenAI?
That is with Azure OpenAI.
Because that may have deployed 1106.
Okay, 1106 then. Yeah.
I think the default is 1106 now. So you made that's GPT-4 Turbo.
Right. Yeah. That whenever I deploy it, it has GPT-4 selection in the dropdown. That's what I use.
Gotcha. Yeah. So that'll be GPT-4 Turbo, because I have a feeling I think the loops only worked in 4 Turbo. But yeah, I mean, just you'll have whichever models you have access to, as long as you've got one that works with loops, right?
Yeah. Yep. Spot on. Yeah. Yeah. So with this one, let's go through that. Again, the sample here is to run the one that works effectively. So get a random word and its definition. So that's the question there, or the ask. And then it's got a plugin which is using direct dictionary sort of type, which is a complex object, right? In a way, that custom object that you have that you can pass in within here, and it will return. So this one here, right? So this is the original plan. So I'm not going to run that because that's going to be too long. The result is a book and then a set of printed or written pages bound together along one edge. So basically this one here is the plan that it's producing. And this is the result of that, which is, it's a bit longer than this. I think it's a bit, depending on the output that LLM actually provides, but it's close enough. So that is the second example. The other one is poetry example. This one requires, I think, requires the loop, but let me just double check that. Oh no, not this one. Sorry. It's basically just initialize the scenario for the poem, generate a short poem about John Doe, and translate the poem into Italian. And then it uses summarize plugin and writer plugin, so you can pass in the plugin there. And then the output will be this, which is in Italian. For those of you who know Italian, for sure, you can talk. You can actually, how real that is. And this one here, I believe the runbook sample where it requires that loop. Right, so this is step 3, loop through the chapters and generate content for each chapter, and that will write the chapter content in there. So basically, step 1, initialize the book title. Step 2, generate the novel with the chapter count, and the request is to create 3 chapters, right? So therefore, it needs to do a loop, and this is the the output, and also what it does is basically looping through that, and provides the output for each chapter.
Cool.
Yeah, so that's pretty much kind of the idea of Handlebars planner, and that will be hopefully incorporated in Copilot, because at the moment Copilot only supports sequential planner and stepwise and other plan. I don't think it supports Handlebars as well, but I've already asked that. Hopefully, we'll get that incorporated.
And you said it's only in .NET, not in Python yet, right? That's what you're saying.
Correct. Yeah.
and not in Java. Anyone using Java? Come on, someone please put up their hand and say they're using the Java version. No.
No. Okay. Quite. Yeah, exactly.
We love Java. Java's key. Java's critical. But it's maybe down this side of the world there's not as many people on the call using Java, but I'd love a Java demo. So if anyone is, it would be so cool if we get someone to come in and demo Java app using Semantic Kernel and
Java or Python. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would be nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Love for you guys to do that. Second part of the demo, while I'm sort of not switching screens and so on, and hopefully Teams working for me today, is assistance, right? So assistance is part of the new assistance of OpenAI, basically showcasing OpenAI assistant integration with SK, and how we can make it easier for us to build and interact with OpenAI assistants using Semantic Kernel. So with this, we've got two examples. One is, I believe it's, let's just go through this. A simple example on doing a chat to like an assistant, like a central assistant. So we've got this two assistants. Number one is the assistant called Tool Assistant, which is probably some sort of project manager type assistant. And then you've got a parent assistant, and this is kind of the worker assistant, if you will. So this is more of a what we call hierarchical type relationship, right? Where you ask a question and then the program manager kind of receives that request and then delegate it somewhere else. Or I could be actually mistaken. It could be 71 that's delegated. But anyway, that's the concept of the hierarchical versus join chat. So hierarchical means that you talk to a project manager and then project manager kind of fields your requests, and then work in the background with the different assistants, with your worker assistants, and then surface the output after they kind of fettered the request and so on, and give you the collated output. And then the other one is the assistant interactions using semantic kernel. This is a bit more complex, and this one he effectively allowing anyone to effectively talk, just like in a Teams chat, right? So there's like a real-time sort of interactions between all of these various assistants, and then you can see that in under resources. Let me just share that here. So there's two assistants YAML file, and by the way, this is published as an experimental NuGet package now. So if you were wondering why you couldn't actually deploy that last time, so now you can actually put it in the under experimental assistance in the NuGet package within Semantic Kernel, and here's basically the assistant definition files. One is the parent assistant, and the other one is a tool assistant, right? So it's more of a that project manager type sort of assistant. So it will kind of receives the requests and then will tell, hey, this actually only selects, I think, just one tool for the job. You can actually make it so that you can select multiple tools for the job as well. That way, potentially that's more of a sort of advanced sort of scenario. But yeah, so basically you can just it's almost like a job description in a way, right? Of your assistant, and then you can just run that. So let's see if we can just run that example, and then hopefully you guys can. And by the way, if you have any scenarios that you feel might be relevant and you'd like to showcase it, and you want to talk about it, we're all ears. I'd love to actually hear that, and we need to actually tell. Show and tell as well to the project team to actually, he's being experimental, right, at the moment. So it would be good to get this under proper support. Cool. So that is, so let me just run that. So just go program.cs example 70. I got that. So hopefully we'll get this running. Should just stop debugging for it so that it's quicker. But anyway. Okay. Well, yeah. Yes, there's this warning. It's fine. Okay, there you go. So fortune favors the bold. Assistant, then call fortune favors the bold squawk. So it's basically the sounds of a parrot, and then assistant responded with that. Pyroton makes perfect, and then this one using method functions. What is the special soup? The tool I use for what the special today is this. What is the special drink? Is that. And there you go. And then here's another assistant that kind of asks about, hey, spell check, to do some sort of spell check. And this is using prompt functions, and then this is using s function. Yeah, so there's different methods. So let's go back to the actual example there. So in here, let's go back to 70, right? There might be the actual thing there. So hello assistant, right? So this is the first sample, ran simple chat async, and then this one here with a method function. And then this one here using prompt, and then this run assistant as a function. So there's different ways you can actually do that. So I'll just go run simple chat. So this is just call the common chat loop. So basically you pass in the parent assistant, which is the definition of that YAML, and then you pass in the output, the prompt for that, and then we'll give you back with a parrot type sort of response. So that's pretty easy for you to actually do, right? So and you also just need to add the user secrets as well, and it only works for OpenAI. And then this one here, hello, what is the special soup? And uses the with method functions async. And yeah, so it produces that output, and you use this tool assistant to kind of work out what would be the best tool for it. And then you define, you don't need to define which plugin or which assistant that you need to work with. Yeah, so that's a little bit on that. So definitely this is experimental at the moment. So I'd love to get everyone's sort of trying that out. And then if there's any particular scenarios that you think might be really, really useful for, real use case within the ISV or SaaS team, or, well, again, I'm a bit biased being in the ISV, but anyone really, if they have like a business scenarios that they wanted to look at, yeah, would be good. Cool. So with this one is the assistant delegation sample, where we then run through a sort of scenario where it asks. So basically, the user asks for certain requests. So in this case, what's on the menu? Can you talk like pirate? Thank you. Which is kind of the three messages that it passes, and then it will provide the best output from that using the various assistants that they have, which is the more of a real-time sort of chats in here. So let's see what we can do there. Again, you do need a OpenAI for this to run. So something to keep in mind. I probably should actually have the output and copy and paste, and that way we don't need to actually run it next time. Can do that. Any questions so far, or any thoughts anyone wanna share? Are we waiting for this slow start?
The slow, which
As long as it's not disconnected in the middle of a demo, so it's be good.
I guess it's making lots of model calls, right? So
yeah, there you go. Yeah, what's on the menu? That will return. So assistant will say, hey, the tool I use inform me the specials on the menu are here. And then another question is, can you talk like a pirate? And then it actually automatically, select the right assistant, which is this parrot assistant. And there you go. So basically, you don't need to pass into sort of different assistant. You don't need to select which assistant that you like. You just pass it on to a tool assistant, which is that selector effectively, and then it will pick up the right assistant to assist with this. It's pretty cool.
And this doesn't actually call out to AutoGen or anything, does it? It's purely SK.
Exactly. Yeah. My understanding is it's part of OpenAI assistance. Yes. Yes.
Gotcha.
Cool. All right. So let's go back to our presentation, unless anyone have any questions. Good. All right. Let's just go back here. All right. So I haven't actually go through the semantic memory. Kernel memory. By the way, this is not the right the right screenshot. But anyway, it is. There's this. Dev has actually really done a really good presentation around the updates to the kernel memory. I have asked about some of the ways you can actually deal with it. This is related to what we call a kind of you probably saw like a rack pattern where you need to actually work with embeddings, work with sort of long-term sort of memory and picture some sort of infinite chats and so on. You basically kernel memory now is our opinionated sort of approach in doing so, and you can plug in different databases, right? So you can use vectors, you can use AI search, obviously, our recent announcements on that. So you can, I think, as a blob storage is something that some people are actually asking about that as well, where you can create, connectors for that, right? So if you want to just plug in your own data sources, even something that we don't have connectors for, and that's really the idea of this kernel memory, is that it's a pluggable thing where you can add different connectors. So if you've got other data sources that are not built in yet, or as in don't have existing connectors, we want the community to build that. And yeah, we don't. I think one of the interesting things in that recording was that he deliberately wants the community to do that because it's just not scalable for the team to be able to manage various resources. So we're talking about, so many vendors out there, right? So if you're talking about the likes of like SAP or various enterprise data sources and so on, it would be very difficult to be able to manage all that. So they come up with some sample connectors, and then some of the ones that are built in. I think cognitive search, Azure AI search, that's already included. Qdron, it's always included as well. And there's some simple storage or simple vector database as well that's in there. But you can actually run it. He did provide some suggestions around running it using Docker. If you don't want to incur any costs for that, you can just download the repo and just run it locally in Docker. And you can use RabbitMQ and so on. So you can definitely play around with it. So yeah, definitely check that out. So just a really quick call out, right? So please don't forget to submit your questions and feedback. So that's the barcode there. Demos are more than welcome. So this is kind of the purpose of ANZ and APAC, because we're not necessarily part of the core project team. We have field resources. The DSR and I are more on the field. Would love to actually get people showcasing stuff so that we can hopefully feed that back to the product, the project team. I keep saying product, by the way. Project team to basically improve and updates and so on. Yeah. Cool. So Global Hackathon. It's currently running. For those of you not sure if you come across this, hopefully you've been following my post and DSR and Alex as well. So we have in the anticipate version 1 release, which is right around the corner, hopefully within the next week or two. We basically have this version 1 global hackathon, and that uses the version 1, beta 8 currently, where that's the idea, is that we want to get the community, build the plugins, and then get the momentum going, and hopefully that plugin then can be then used for version 1 as well. So there's plugin, but also other non-plugin sort of activities as well. So basically anything that you want to build using SK, we definitely welcome that and welcome all various contributions and showcases on an SK, right? So, and there's 2 categories from memory. I think it was there's going to be prizes as well. I think one is the most useful plugin, and the other one is useful use cases for enterprise or something. So check that out. It's in dev blogs at Semantic Kernel in there. Not sure whether you can post the link there, DSR, if you don't mind.
Yep.
Thank you, mate. Cool. So it comes to time now we do a bit of a demo. And for those of you who came to Melbourne.net last night, you probably saw me sort of struggling with a demo where there's a bit of a bug that I found this morning, but I'll tell you all about that. So this is a showcase of what we call like a starter plugin that we have, and this is to give you a bit of an idea what you can build with plugins, right? And I've hacked my way to make it work with beta 8. So if you use my sample today, you should have hopefully no issues using and building that plugin, making it easy for you to just kind of use it and modify it to your heart contents, really. So yeah, that's the code, AKWS SK first plugin. That's the barcode as well, so if you want to check that out. And I'll show you the actual demo now. Let me just get the actual code within here. You guys can see that all right.
I believe I was missing the most amazing, my favorite meeting of the week every week.
Hey, mate. No worries.
Late Lemmy.
Cool. Yeah. So basically, this plugin does 2 things. Very, very simple. But the idea there is that we want people to start experimenting with plugin, and the starter. This is based on the starter plugin template, but that template had not been updated or has not currently been updated. So I hacked my way through and then fixed few breaking changes to so many of them, and tested this with Semantic Kernel Beta 8. So hopefully you can use this for your plugin hackathon, right? Or anything that you want to build with SK. So there's a couple of things here. So I'll just open the preview here. So once you run the plugin, you put in the URL in there, you add the custom plugin, and you just need to enable it. And then once it's enabled, then you'll be able to ask some questions in there, right? So questions just to make sure that it proves that it actually uses plugin. You can ask any questions that after January 2022, which is the latest cutoff date for the data that's being trained within the ChatGPT. So that's something that we can sort of prove that. So let's go through that and just run this one. This will take a bit of time, but let me just run the Chat Copilot as well. Have you guys used Chat Copilot? Anyone use Chat Copilot? Most of our people here probably familiar with that. Awesome. So I'm just going to run Chat Copilot in the background as well now. Start friend.
In case someone hasn't run Chat Copilot, Vic, what's Chat Copilot?
Yeah. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I talked about it last night as well. Some of the guys here are probably familiar with it, but yeah, Chat Copilot is in a way it's a reference application for Semantic Kernel. So where we use lots of bells and whistles of Semantic Kernel to showcase the functionality of that. It's in format of chat interaction. So there will be kind of familiarity on what you can expect from a chatbot. It's not a chatbot. Again, there's so many so to say that, but there's a lot more capabilities that we actually showcasing there. So like kernel memory. So for example, right, plans. So we will cover that shortly as well. And there's also plugins. The benefit of using Chat Copilot is that if you're building plugins for your ChatGPT, you can test that for free in Chat Copilot. By the way, if you use ChatGPT, you have to pay for it. So something to keep in mind. So it's a test bed for your plugin as well. So very cool thing. Anyone want to add anything?
I might add one thing, that if you've installed the Chat Copilot a while ago and you're playing around with it, and now you want to come back and play with stuff like the web searcher and just a different kind of plugins and stuff that may be using Azure functions and different things, that they'll have keys in them that they use. Like, so the web searcher Azure function will go and hit the Bing resource, and so if you don't go and if you don't go and deploy that fresh, those keys might not update. So yeah, you could probably just ask them. We'll help you, or just do a fresh install and it'll all work. That's all.
Thanks, Simon. Cool. Yeah, so let's do that. Let's test the plugin, and hopefully this time works. So I know some of guys here saw my demo last night. Would have been probably smiled a little bit. So basically, this one you add the OpenAI manifest. So we've got a manifest which you probably saw before. There's a post. We're using OpenAPI spec, and we'll add the plugin here. That plugin, then you just need to enable that, right? So enable the plugin. Even though you added that plugin, doesn't mean that it's enabled. You can also make it to start with the plugin. So you can actually add the settings somewhere in the app settings.json from memory, and then you can actually just add that plugin so that it actually boots with the plugin built. You don't have to do this manually. So let's test this is the bigger, this is what it's proven the pudding sort of thing. So let's see. Let's ask the question. So anyone want to ask anything, please just put in the chat. But last night I had a very, very interesting demo around what is the Queen of England. We did ask that. So let's prove that again.
What is the Queen of England?
Oh, sorry. Who is? Oh my goodness.
Well, let's see what we're going to find now. This is
exactly.
This is a real test of.
Yeah, there you go. Queen of England. Please fix any inputs. Okay, so that's interesting. So something that, again, I haven't actually got that before. Yep. So, and I want to add this one. So last time I find out that this was the error, and then we'll try again this time. And then as you see that in the persona, you'll see
so much more fun with the stepwise, I reckon. It just like goes off and just starts asking questions and just does it all in the background.
yeah. So this one here, this is still not correct. So maybe that's because of probably that. But let's ask about what's the latest spot news. Just try that. And we can actually play around with the plan as well. So I'll go through it here. So there's basically two steps here, right? So one is search, and the other one is summarize. So let me just go and increase that number there.
Can you just kind of can you ask it to go and confirm it, like kind of do some chain of thought kind of stuff?
Yeah, you mean like oh, there you go. It works, which is cool. Yeah, so let's go through it and just provide a little bit more info here. Again, this whole thing, you can actually change that. This is, it's based on the prompt that you passed in, right? So basically, it does it search on the web, on the Bing search, and then it returns the result here, and you can modify the numbers there. And in terms of kind of Queen of England, let's do that one more time, and just say, please search the web to find out who is the current Queen of England. Let's try that.
Well, technically, there isn't one, right?
Yeah, true.
Should
There
it
is
come
no
back
one,
saying there
exactly.
is one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
That's a good one. So let's, yeah, you can actually ask that question. Change that there. Oh, okay.
it's not wrong.
Yeah.
Well, it's not using the web.
It is a bit
So-
strange. So last time I did it, it worked. Using, this morning anyway, using asking about this, as in like it actually redirects the King of England now, and then the wife of the king. But yeah, we'll find out, I guess, later on.
Maybe it's time to update to the Handlebars planner.
That's it. But yeah, you see.
Is it being
you see
overridden by a system description saying like don't search the web or anything?
Yeah. So this is basically the meta prompt. So you probably saw that the AI was trained on data on a knowledge cutoff date. I'm pretty sure that that's setting somewhere in one of these, if not in the app settings.json, where the knowledge cutoff is that January 2022. And that's why you actually saw that result. But the key thing from here is that you can actually access the plan, right? So any previous sort of query, and then the plans that were generated as a result of that query, you'll be able to see that and re-execute it as well in here, right? So you can actually play that in here. You can actually see what the JSON format is, and hopefully we'll get the handlebars going to be included in here at some point. And you see the payload, the requests, and the summary in here, and the custom plugins as well. So that's
because one thing that's, if you are using the 1106 model, that knowledge cutoff is actually April 2023. Not that, I mean, maybe that's tripping it up. Maybe the fact that it's saying, hey, you don't have knowledge about something that actually you do have knowledge about, because it is the GPT-4 1106 is a much, it's got a much newer data set.
probably,
and
you're right.
And then that system, that meta prompt and like the system description and stuff in the app settings, like it changes everything. Like do you think it's kind of just some kind of nuanced variable, but like if I go in there and say and give it really strong instructions, like make sure you go and search go search the web first and prioritize that information, but let me know that you did get it from the web. Don't just say that that's the answer, and it will actually follow those instructions and give you much more valuable and kind of constructive results.
Yeah. So yeah, let's go through that quickly. Again, I'm just go through here and the code that I just shared before. You see that the functions and the prompts and so on. The one that you mentioned, that's in different in the chat copilot, but within the plugin itself, you see that the prom are in this directory here, right? So config.json as well as the skprom.txt, and this is where you can actually instruct the LLM to do certain things. So for example, if you want to ban certain phrases, so for example, that name that you don't want to be shown, right? So for example, that, and I'll just stop that debugging there, and then I'll rerun it. Come on. That should actually remove the garbage around that name that you get out of the search in there, right? So let's just go back here. Again, I won't be saying too much on that, but yeah, you saw in there before was that this name here that you've got out of the output, you can actually remove that within the actual prompt within your plugin. So yeah, that's a little bit about this. And again, this is a starter plugin. So if you have other scenarios that you want to build, yeah, feel free to do that. And it's all in GitHub. Yeah.
That handlebars stuff is oh, make it echoing again. Yeah, that handlebars stuff is actually really. Oh, I can't speak.
Yeah, we did actually show handlebar just when you before you came in actually, Simon. But yeah, perhaps we can do a bit more deeper demos on that. Yeah.
No, well, I guess what I was saying, but was that it's really interesting with that stuff there. Like I say, you can do some really crazy stuff with Python, and you oh, echoing again. Can anyone else hear that?
No, good.
Yeah. Oh, you are echoing quite a bit.
Oh yeah. Yes, it's oh god, I can't. It's really hard. It's really disconcerting. But yeah, you can do some really interesting stuff with Python that you just can't do with C#, right? And the handlebars kind of gives you that kind of ability to actually now do some really interesting stuff. If you're writing the chat copilot in C#, where otherwise you would have to go and run a Python sandbox behind like an Azure function or something and go and call it across in another app domain. But with handlebars, that handlebars planner, you can write like there's people implementing like NL to SQL and stuff using like handlebars. It's crazy. So I'm really excited about that. Oh, you're on mute now, Vic.
Very good. So we've got a couple of minutes left. I'll leave it to everyone to ask any questions before we finish the call.
There was one question about OpenAI auth. So authentication of the OpenAI functions.
This one, yeah.
So there is a document that shows explains exactly how to do this, and I posted it there. Yeah.
Brilliant.
But I can hear myself echoing now. So Lammy, I totally hear you. But essentially, you are going to implement a callback provider. Pass that through when you import the OpenAI plugin into your kernel, you will pass the callback provider, and then you can set an API token or generate an auth JWT or whatever you're going to do.
Fantastic.
Easy peasy. It's very simple.
Fantastic. Thank you for that, TSR. Appreciate it. Yeah. For those of you who oh, thank you, Cole, doing that. Yeah, for those of you who have any questions, feel free to connect at Discord. Let me just go back and share the links for you. For those of you who haven't joined the Discord community, please do. And if you want to find the recordings, you can as well. And his bunch of links as well to Chat Copilot and other repos.
I have a quick question. Just by watching your demo on the Chat Copilot, I saw that you actually are using predefined plan in the program. Is that true?
Yeah. So the one that
Yeah.
the default setting was using sequential plan. Sequential planner. So basically, you can run multiple steps within that planner. But you can also have a different planner, so it's configurable. So you can make it action plan, and then the sequence plan.
There's
and
action
then
plan,
also
sequential plan, stepwise plan.
and stepwise. Yeah, correct. At the moment,
so
the handlebars is quite new as well. So that's recently.
Yeah, I didn't see the demo of handlebar yet. Could you just quickly give me a sentence about what's handlebars doing different than all the other planners?
Yeah, we actually demo it before. In the recording, you'll see it. But yeah, in a nutshell, it is basically a superpowered sort of planner, and that's giving you ability to manipulate the plan much better, and reduces the number of errors that you'll get potentially using the handlebars. It's limiting the capability of planner to be able to error out, but at the same time, due to the rigidity of the handlebar template or handlebar syntax, it making it easy for you to inject any kind of complex object as well.
I'll drop a video. There's a good, really good video explaining it from the Semantic team. I'll just drop it in the chat.
Okay, thanks. And
Yep,
so the reason I'm asking about the predefined plan is because, I mean, in our application with Semantic Kernel, we're using the sequential plan to at runtime collect relevant plugins to fulfill user request. And then, of course, we realized that the plan generated by the sequential plan generator, I mean, like, usually it's a kind of falling to just a few of them, right? I mean, so we're thinking about, like, to improve the performance, we can maybe can some of the plan and just invoke it at runtime. So that's what I'm talking about. So I'm trying to create a module that creates some predefined plan that's commonly used and save them and then invoke them at runtime. So I'm trying to say, like, if you have any kind of suggestion, like what's the best way to achieve this? Like, where should I store the plan? What's the best way to do it? And how we invoke it? And what's the best way to match the predefined plan with user request? That kind of thing.
Yeah, that's very interesting. So you can actually do a import. So with the handlebar capability, you can there's additional flexibility for you to do that. But you can also import plan as well, right? I don't know exactly whether that's already been been enabled or that capability exists now to import handlebar, but certainly if you want to have a predefined plan and then you want to call out different plans as your queries, you can use the import plan functionality as well. So I'll need to search for that, the actual functionality there. But I can see that you're Microsoft, so I can I can ping you afterwards. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, just want to see if there's any sample, like people have tried that out, so I get some tips instead of like just search everything out myself.
And the planners have been updated really recently too. Like in both how the sequential and stepwise kind of work, regardless of the handlebars. But the handlebars, number one thing is it lets you kind of chase determinism. So like you actually really control everything that's coming out rather than it just going off and hallucinating.
Yeah, I haven't tried handlebar. Definitely will take a look. But at this point, we're just using sequential plan. But it's just that, I mean, it seems like the step of create a sequential plan takes quite some time. And then we're trying to take that time out of our SLA. So we're thinking like maybe if we like save the plan generated into a predefined plan and just execute it, that will save some time. So that's just a soft.
Definitely, definitely. I'll drop you the link to that. The Handlebars. It's a super powered, supercharged planner, and it will be the project team anyway advertises it as a at least twice as good as the sequential planner. So it would be good to see that in action. That's why I asked everyone that if anyone wants to showcase what they're doing in there and probably experimenting it with it, would be really awesome to get you to demo it next time. Yeah.
Is Handlebar plan part of the V1 release, or is it available? Okay.
Yes, it is part of V1. It's also available now in beta 8. So you can actually use it.
But there's heaps of changes happening. Like if you go and look at the Semantic Kernel like repo, the commits, there's heaps of like commits happening around the Handlebars.
Yeah, so the safest way is just download the release, right? So download the release and just play around with that. So if you want to do that, but you can also just put it in the NuGet and just say version beta 8, and that way it uses that.
Yeah, I'll take a look. So apart from using Handlebar, I mean, like, can we just directly use the predefined plan with the sequential planner?
Yeah. That's still available even post V1. My understanding that's going to still be around. Handlebars is an additional functionality that you have. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and it's been improved in beta 8. Right? The sequential planner even.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
And so then you can drop me some. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, just thought that you can drop me some sample code on how to load the predefined plan and use it in action, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Even in the chat copilot, there's a demo on that as well. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Zheng, for the question. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Appreciate everyone jumping in. Bye.
Thanks.